everyone. John Gonzalez here from MLive.com, and you are listening to the Going Gonzo Show, which you can hear exclusively on MLive.com and our Facebook page, Facebook.com. Search for Going Gonzo Show. All right, now let's get to the show. Judy, how you doing?
I'm fantastic. How are you?
Look at that big smile on your face. How you been? You have a good week?
Good. Yeah. Sore.
Sore. Oh, you're running. Yeah, of course.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
hasn't gone away yet.
We had someone that listened to the podcast this week and said, hey, you guys can do it.
Oh, that's good.
Keep up the running. Thank you.
I need all the inspiration I can get.
Yeah, so we appreciate your comments. Of course, you can leave them on Facebook, or you can leave them right there on the podcast, which you'll find on Spreaker. I injured myself coming into the studio. Yeah.
Are you serious?
Well, over the weekend I did a mile and a half, and my ankle just felt a little weird, kind of funky.
Yeah.
And I did 2 miles yesterday at the YMCA there in Belmont, and that's a small, short track. I don't like the corners on it. In fact, you'll love this story, all right?
Okay.
By the way, listeners, if you're just tuning in right now, we do have an interview coming up here in a few seconds with John Sanders from Peter and the Starcatcher, so make sure to stick around for that. But I'm jogging on that track, and there was an elderly couple walking on the track, and there's not really a lot of room.
No.
So I kind of went close to the ledge.
Yeah.
It's about 20 feet up in the air.
Oh.
The basketball court's down below.
Oh.
And my iPhone, which was in a little running thing, what do you ever call them?
Yeah, the
armband.
Armband, yeah.
I hit the ledge with the armband, and my phone went flying onto the basketball court.
Are you serious?
I am serious. I ran downstairs. Some kid picked it up, and he met me up the steps. I'm like, "How is it broken?" He's like, "Looks fine to me."
Oh my gosh, you will laugh.
So I picked it up.
Yeah.
It was still counting down the time and everything. No problem.
Yesterday, I was at the Y, and I was running, and I had it propped up on the treadmill.
Yeah.
And my headphones were in, and I hit my headphones with my elbow, and my phone went flying. It went on the treadmill back behind me, and I was like, oh, no! And then I got it, it was fine. But still, I was angry.
20 feet for me.
Yeah, that's a long
Not just
way.
off the treadmill. I can't believe it survived. So, hey, if you are looking for a case, Life Proof.
That's the way to go.
They're a great case. It just kept this thing safe for the big fall. But, then this morning I woke up, and my ankle, again, just kind of funky, just not 100%. So I'm going to take the day off from running. I'm not going to run today. Well, getting into the car to get down here to the studio, I bumped my shin on my car.
Oh, my gosh.
And it hurts so much that I couldn't even accelerate on the gas pedal.
You sounded a little angry when you came in today.
Yeah,
you seemed a little like,
I don't want to get injured because it's going to be hard. You
can't. Ice it. You got to ice it.
I will. I will go out in the snowbank right
Oh, gosh.
now. Yeah, I said a few seconds ago that today, by the way, is Friday, January 17th, if I didn't mention that already. And we appreciate you checking out today's podcast. Big show coming up next week at the Wharton Center in East Lansing. It opens on Wednesday, January 22nd, continues to January 26th at the Wharton Center, 2014. It is Peter and the Starcatcher. This is the story, Judy, right before, it's the prequel to Peter Pan.
Oh.
Yeah, you know Peter Pan.
Oh, I love Peter Pan.
Everyone knows the story. I love going to Never Never Land there at Disney World.
Mm-hmm.
And can't wait to see the show. I'll be there Wednesday night. And we're going to talk to John Sanders. He plays the character. What did I say he plays? Do you remember?
I don't remember.
Black Stash.
Oh, yeah.
I think he's a pirate. So we'll ask him about that. We'll ask him about what it's like to be on the road and a little bit more. In fact, you got him on the line there?
I do.
All right, there he is. John, how you doing, man?
Good. How are you?
We are doing fantastic here in beautiful Michigan. You're going to be here in a few days with this show, Peter and the Starcatcher. How excited are you to bring this to Michigan?
Oh, it's great, man. We have at least one cast member who's from Michigan. My dad's from Birmingham, and there's a lot of Chicago people in the cast as well. So we do play Chicago a little bit later, but we're excited to get up to the Great Lakes, man.
Well, I know that you're originally from the Chicago area, right?
No, actually, I'm from California. I'm from Sacramento, but I lived in Chicago for 12 years.
So it's like home away from home.
It is a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, fantastic. Hey, Peter and the Starcatcher, I know it's coming to the Wharton Center in East Lansing, January 22nd through the 26th. You start on a Wednesday. Can you tell the listeners and readers of M Live a little bit about the show?
Yeah, sure. Peter and the Starcatcher is it's a prequel to Peter Pan. It's a play that is based on a book, a young adult novel by Dave Barry and Ridley Pearson. The play, while it is great for families, and we say kids 10 and up will enjoy it, it's really kind of aimed at adults. It's a comedic fantasy. It does have some music in it, but it's not a musical. It's a prequel to Peter Pan, so we get to see how Peter became Peter, the origins, sort of Wendy. We get to see how the other characters came about, the Lost Boys and Tinkerbell and Captain Hook and the giant ticking crocodile. And it all happens in this really inventive storytelling mode, where the audience is invited to use their imagination as we kind of tell this really funny fantasy in this way that's really inventive and simple, and kind of really asks everybody to use their imagination to make ropes into doorways in the ocean, and we use people as doors, and it's just we use chair legs and buckets and as swords, and it's just a really fun time.
I know, John Sanders, you play the role of Blackstash. What can you tell me about Mr. Blackstash?
Blackstash is a pirate. He's probably the main pirate villain in the piece, and he is the precursor to a famous pirate that we all know and love from the Peter Pan story.
Gotcha.
Probably not giving it away too much to say.
Yeah, exactly.
So he's a pirate in a time when being a pirate really isn't a thing, you know, and so he's kind of he's just surrounded by fools, and he's looking for money and a reason to exist, and eventually he finds his hero.
Isn't that a pirate's life anyway?
Right, yeah.
For money and for ways to exist. Hey, you mentioned a couple seconds ago about this show and how to use your imagination a little bit. I think that's what I've read in some of the reviews and some of the critics love about it, is that you do have to stretch your imagination. This is not a huge, elaborate staging with special effects. This is where you really have to go and kind of immerse yourself into the story.
Yeah, the cool thing is that it does kind of have all of the effects and bells and whistles of a big Broadway show, but the difference is that we do all those things with our bodies and with very simple props. And so, you know, when someone gets thrown overboard over the ship, like, people come on and lift him up, and then there's a rope in the show that almost becomes a character, as it is a stairway in the waves of an ocean, and a doorway, and then a mirror. And the way that our directors, Roger Rees and Alex Timbers, have directed the show is really about that idea of play and kids at play, and you be the captain and I'll be a pirate, and let's have a sword fight, and now you be a lost boy and I'll be a mermaid, and you know, that kind of idea that we don't need lots of costume changes and big set pieces to give the audience an idea of where we are. We'll just take a little bit more of a Shakespearean approach and just say, now I'm a pirate, right, and go for it. And, you know, the audience just comes right along with us, and I think it's all the more fun for it.
Well, John Sanders, who plays Blackstash in the production of Peter and the Starcatcher, coming to the Wharton Center January 22nd through the 26th of 2014. I love talking to you guys because I love to hear the background and the stories of, you know, why someone like John Sanders from California, you know, lived in Chicago for many years and does what he does. What got you into acting?
Oh, man. Well, I was I guess in fifth grade, I auditioned for a play. And I remember the auditions were coming up, and my mom, who actually did theater in college as well, taught me how to use a prop. And I came in with a prop, and I thought, wow, that my use of this prop is really going to get me this part.
Right.
And it turns out I was the only one who actually decided to audition for this part, and so I got it. And but that was back in 5th grade. I really didn't do a whole lot in like junior high, but in high school, my freshman year, I went to this high school that had a really fantastically funded and wonderfully run drama program, and we did this musical called 10 November, which was about the sinking of the Edmund Fitzgerald in '75 in Lake Superior, and it was this beautiful musical about loss and death, and it was melancholic and dark and beautiful, and I kind of thought, oh wow, it doesn't have to be all singing and dancing and jazz hands. Theater can be something that's really affecting in a way that, you know, I didn't really realize, and that was kind of my entry into it. And then I decided to study it in college, and then I really wanted to be in and I studied at the University of Oregon, and I really wanted to be in plays, and not so much like showy musicals or, you know, movies. And so I moved to Chicago because that's where the plays are, and did plays out there and some musicals for about 10 or 12 years, and then I got cast in Peter and the Starcatcher on Broadway, and I've done a few Broadway shows, and now my wife and I live in New York.
Fantastic. I know you did, you know, the Chicago Shakespeare Theater and the Goodman and so forth, so you really come at it from a different perspective. What's it like being on the road, though, when you're on these big national tours like Peter and the Starcatcher?
It's pretty great, actually. You know, I did one other big national tour. I played Sam in Mamma Mia back in 2010, and you know, I remember telling my wife last year when I was doing Matilda on Broadway, that I don't know that I'm done touring. Like, it's really kind of fun. I like running around and seeing all the different parts of the country that I've never seen before. It's kind of great. They're wonderful people here in support structure that really take care of you and take care of your every need. And you live in a hotel, so you got a maid, and you don't have to buy toilet paper. It's great. And also you get to perform in all of the great houses and some of the real challenging houses, all over the theaters all over the country. So, and also you get to encounter all the different cultures, at least theatrically too. It's really amazing to see how different parts of the country respond to a show like this. It's so unique and something that maybe people haven't really ever seen before. And so it's not like, you know, Lion King or Phantom, where everybody around the country knows what to expect when they're going. This is something really new, and it's really interesting to see how different areas and different people respond.
John Sanders, Peter and the Starcatcher, one last thing, anything you wanted to tell those that are coming to the show at the Wharton Center next week, what they can expect, and, you know, maybe a little words of advice?
Oh, gee, well, you know, I mean, what hopefully you can expect is a really good time. It's an epic comedic fantasy. You know, we do have some music in it, and in fact, the music was Tony nominated. But this isn't a musical; it's a play, it's a comedy, and it moves really quickly at the beginning, and that's okay. Don't worry if you don't get everything, because what's being revealed to you at the beginning are the characters and the ideas and the method of storytelling, and by the end, it's just a rollicking good time, and the ideas that we all know and love from Peter Pan really start to coalesce in Act 2, and we really get to see by the end, oh, these are the people I know, and this is the story I know. And also, hopefully, we've shown you something new and given you a lot of laughs along the way.
All right, John, well, we appreciate your time. Thanks for being on today's show, and we look forward to seeing you at the Wharton Center in East Lansing.
Thank you, Gonzo.